Hello everyone, my name is Jorge Valle and I'll be going over weeks 5 database security part 2 scenarios from CIT 326. Um, as we know, we do have Carl here, the owner of the bowling alley. He wants to start selling emails or sending emails and be able to provide his customers the ability to have coupons. Means more revenue, right? And as I was there, I noticed that some security is lacking. So we are going to go ahead and address that after we create a couple of things. First, we need to verify that we have a backup. That's super important. If we don't have a backup and we start moving stuff and alter something, well, we need to know. But yeah, we do have a backup right over here. And the next part is we need to add a new table called the bowling league example under my bowling league, under members and bowlers. We're just going to go ahead and add a column. Sorry, no, we're not adding a table. We're adding a column. I'm just going to call it email. Something real quick. It could be up to you. It could be bowler's email. Most of the time, you do want to put like bowler's email or something like that. That would go according to what exactly we're trying to get here. But as you can see, the name of the column is email, and the data type is varchar 50 here. So we don't. If we have more than 50 characters, it's gonna fell on us. So that's one thing to keep in mind. With that, we need to create emails for everyone. What we're doing here is we're concatenating um, the bowler's first name, the last name, and we're just adding Gmail at the end of it. And we're just going to call it as new email. Something that I like to do is run first a select statement on how to see how it would look, and then I should be able to, if it looks good, then just run it. Now, since I already did this, my tables, my columns are already encrypted, so I'm not sure if something would fail. Oh, perfect! As you can see here, I just grabbed it. This is what we want. You can also lowercase them. There is a lower function that you can go ahead and run, but that's all right. It doesn't matter. It's not really required. So that's how it's gonna look if we run the update. So I'll just comment that out. Put select start here, and I would just comment this out and just either you can just run it from here since we're not grabbing the last two in the comment, the two dashes. You can run it, or you can just delete it, comment it back in. But yeah, if you want to comment something out, just do Control K C, and that's what you can do. So yeah, we were able to create those emails, but again, this is encrypted. You won't be able to see them. So that's part one. Part two, scenario two is we're going to go ahead and create some logins, and we're going to create a view. That's super important. So the first person we're going to create, his name is Bob, the scorekeeper. We're just going to give him a password of password. So super easy, right? We're going to give him that login. We're going to create the user inside the bowling example. So that should be good there. I think this is extra, so we kind of don't need it. Now with that, after we create him in here, what we need to do is first create a view. And what's being asked is that we create a view that does not display the street of the street address of these people. We're just having to do the bowler ID, last name, first name, middle, city, state, zip, and team ID. Not even email. We're not even showing that, and not even the phone number. We don't want to show the phone number either. That's personal data. Super important. PII is super important person information. Uh, and so that's what we're doing. We're just creating that view, and we're also giving them. We shouldn't be giving them insert, by the way. Sorry about that. We should be giving them only grant permission to view that view only. We don't want him to be able to do anything else other than just view that. We don't even want to see him in the table. So yeah, and how I can verify it is I'm just gonna go ahead and connect to it. If I go right here and change to Bob and go for it, Bob should only be able to access this. No tables, remember that? The one view, so that's perfect. We're going to do the same thing for Carol, basically, for scenario 3. Now that we're done with scenario 2. Scenario 2, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to create one, and put it in there, be able to create some things. That was just extra. I didn't need to use or specify the database anymore, so we're just going to do that. create a login, create a user in there. Though with something different for here is that we need to encrypt some columns to make sure that they're not all displayed. So what you can do, what you would do is you'd go inside the bowling league example, click on the table name. There's the encrypt columns. Select the ones that you want. Since I already selected them, they're already done. So you select them, right? The phone number, the email. You would change it to randomized, and then you'd hit next until you're done. So that's what you do. Since I already done that, then we're good to go. And why don't we test it out as well um, as Carol, since I have her login here and I created it. So there's Carol, the programmer. See her right here on the left side. Why don't we just do a quick test where, um, see if we can do this. Now, another thing to keep in mind on part B is that we have to give her the ability to select and do an insert. And you can do the insert as well later on in there, but I'm just going to change the connection. I didn't have to really connect in here, but I'm just going to change the connection, which only changes the connection for this query tab. If I go back here, you'll see that I'm Bob, the scorekeeper, and back here I'm SA, system admin. So you can just change connections. It's super nice. It's something you can do. So now that I'm in as Carol, I can go ahead and just run this, and I should be able to get those specific columns, but it's all encrypted. You would have to use a decrypting key to be able to see everything else. So that's basically scenario 3. The last scenario, this one is kind of long. Why? Because we're putting everything that we did not long ago, which is we need to be able to see if we have a backup. We need to add a column. We need to add those emails. We're going to create some logins and views and grant selects or inserts and things like that. So you're basically doing that, but you're also doing it in the database server that we have as a class. You want to make sure that when you're logged in is right here that your connection is the right one. What you want to do is change connection. That's not mine. This is the IP. It changes my system admin, and there you go. It changes, as you can see, just on this query tab. So pretty good stuff. And you basically, what I did is just copy all of these into one. Just set them up. You just keep going, right? As you're going through these and doing stuff like that. Let me see. I just gotta make sure I'm not giving them something weird. To a man, I don't remember running that, but hey, I'll check it out. See if there's something missing there. So you should only have the select. That will only allow the bowler to see this view. And so that's good stuff. I did forget, unfortunately, to put in the right schema. I should have just put members, but I just put in DVO. So keep that in mind. Put it in members, or whichever the name of it, and make sure to also update the names of the people that you're doing. You have to put your last name on there. So again, same thing. You just go through them. And what we're gonna do here as part of it is we're gonna make sure that what we're doing is right. Or we're just testing. Sorry, we're testing someone else's, another classmate's login to see if everything is right. So I have their information. I already have their password. You should have gotten it from them. We're just gonna test a couple things. So the first one I'm gonna go ahead and check it out is just for Carol, just to see what she can see. This could take a little bit. Good stuff. We can do some nulls, right? Or sorry, we can see that it's encrypted. That's good stuff. Carol should be able to select in it. And it's the same thing that I'm doing here. So bowler's address is encrypted. This is encrypted. And bowler email is encrypted. That's what this student did. So that's awesome. So another thing is, can I insert? I actually was able to on my other one. I just wanted to make sure I was able to. I should have specified the bowler ID since they just gave me bowler ID 0. But as you can see, my first name, last name, it looks like we allowed nulls. That's why it says null. So if it's null, then it's obviously not listed. They like their address, so we wouldn't know. That's fine. And can Carol delete? This is something that I want to try out. If I run it, I should be able to be introduced with something like this. So that's excellent. That's perfect. And after that, why don't we just go ahead and go over to Bob? As Bob, I should only be able to, uh, it just see the table. Sorry, not the table, but what is it? Not be able to see anything but the view. So this is just a table. So you can see I got denied access here. I can't select it. But if I do a select on the view, that should be good to go. So that's excellent. That's a great example from a student that was able to make it through. And that is basically it. And for week